everybody. Welcome to Business Over Breakfast. Once again, I have no idea where Justin is. I don't know. He's a very busy guy. Anyway, I'm Ben Barber. This is Lori Jatari from Visual Thrive. Hey, Lori.
Hi.
I'm so excited that you're going to be every Tuesday.
Yes.
This is going to be very exciting. We're going to bring some of your clients and friends and business owners that you work with on, especially people that are involved in the Small Business Coalition, which you have had a gigantic hand in building, and you're one of the 3 founding members of that. So that is huge.
Yeah.
So basically on Tuesdays, I'm turning it over to you. What do you want to do today? What do you want to
Well, I was about to ask you that question. So I got my coffee. I'm ready. And I think that first I would say anyone who listens, if you're interested, we put out in the Shop Local Rhode Island Facebook page that we wanted to interview businesses about where they were and what they were doing. And when Justin jumps on, I'm going to talk to him about what businesses need to think about in terms of plexiglass and signage and how they should approach their business as a brand. I really want to understand what he does in his business as another co-founder.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you want to join the Coalition of Small Businesses, which right now is 1,400 or more on the as far as people that are listed on the site.
Right.
And of course, there were so many more that signed the petition. But rismallbusiness.org, check that out. The link is in the description of this video, wherever you're watching that as well.
Yeah.
So Lori, last time you and I talked, we talked a little bit about Visual Thrive. Just for people that are watching now that might not have been watching before, can you tell us a little bit about your history, just like the Cliff Notes version of what you do and what Visual Thrive is?
Yeah, Visual Thrive is a media and marketing agency, and we focus on developing organic social media and marketing for small to medium businesses. I think our real pro for the business is that we go to the businesses or we hire photographers and videographers around the country to go into our clients' businesses and take actual photos of them. So we want to show their networks and their customers what they're up to, what they're thinking about in their business. And we see that as a big benefit to any small business. And I'll tell you, when you look at like social media analytics on that, the photos and the captions that have the business owners kind of behind the scenes doing their job are always the ones that get the high numbers. People love to see what people do inside their businesses.
Exactly. Let's talk about that for a second, because that is a marketing strategy that people don't think about, right? They think about, what am I trying to sell? What if I'm a pizza place, for example, if I'm a pizza place, I'm putting out my daily specials. I'm putting out pictures of my pizza. I'm putting out all of that, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's great, and that works, to the extent that works.
Right.
But if you give them a little peek behind the curtain, if you are genuine and authentic, and you tell the story, if you tell the story about the owners and about how they, what they did to make to save up to buy this pizza place. If they, my favorite story of this is, there's a wonderful place in Westerly called B&B Dockside. Burgers and Breakfast, I think is what B&B stands for. And they are this beautiful little family-owned burger place. And my favorite posts from them that they do regularly are the father is the chef of the family. And they constantly post hashtag not on the menu. And they share things that he's made at home for them that have nothing to do with the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, every single time I see that,
that's the little gem.
Every single time I see that, I want to go to that restaurant.
Right.
Because I love them as people.
Yeah.
It's genuine and it's not contrived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like opening up and sharing your life with somebody, opening up and sharing your story with somebody isn't, when you say that it's marketing, it sounds like a ploy. But it's not a ploy. It's just people want genuine. They don't want to be sold to.
No. And if you keep going back to like the old concept of marketing, right? It's just marketing is getting the right message to the right people at the right time. It's so simple. And so when we do anything we do in marketing, it's who are your people and what do they want to hear from you? And that's like always the first question. It's not what do you want to tell them? It's what do you have that people want to hear about? So when you say pizza or burgers or any other product, like businesses can get caught up in this, like this thing that they have and it's their thing and they want to like push this thing on you. But the reality is just who wants that thing? So you have to talk to those people in their way. And so for you, like seeing that cool thing, I mean, not everybody, there are other people that might look at that and say like, oh, I want to go to McDonald's because I know I'm going to get this burger and these fries and this thing. So, okay, they're not your people, but there's a whole lot of other people that are going to be drawn in. So you're the island, right? You want to bring people to you.
Right.
Opposed to the push.
I believe Justin just said, I'm sorry, I'm on a call. It says Facebook user because I'm pretty sure he commented in the Shop Local group. And groups on Facebook protect the user identity. Yeah. But I don't know who else would have said, sorry, I'm on a call right now. So I'm sure it's Justin. That's fine, Justin. We get it. You're too busy for us. Yeah. That's good. If you guys need any sign, wraparound signs for your building or anything like that, contact Oceanside Graphics. Right. Justin at oceansidegraphicsri.com. As you can see, he's too busy for his friends.
And I really wanted to hear about Justin's business. I was anxious to because we started the coalition together, and most of our conversations have been about like, oh, you're doing this thing in your business or you're busy, but the real one-on-one conversations are mainly about the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition. And so I really wanted to hear like how he started his business. And I know at one point he shifted his operations to do the plexiglass and the PPE stuff. So I was really curious, like how he's working with small businesses on that. It's important.
Well, he has the link, so he can join us at any time.
All right, Justin.
Speaking of, so let's talk about storytelling a little bit in marketing, because you just talked about McDonald's. And McDonald's doesn't need to do storytelling, right? That much at this point. Right. At one point, it was, "Hey, we're the fast people. You can get the same thing anywhere in the world." Yeah. This is, I read a research paper that was fascinating recently about McDonald's dining rooms and their differences in culture around the world. Yeah. And how in China, the dining rooms were these, and I might be completely bastardizing this research paper, but I apologize to whoever wrote it. Basically, the thought process was that these places became meeting areas for moms and women of generational women that could come and meet in a safe place in this, and like that, just reading that story of this familial atmosphere there, and then also the version of it in America. Somehow telling that story made me want to go to. I haven't had McDonald's in forever. It made me actually want to go. Like, you know what I mean? Because it gave me like that warm, fuzzy feeling of like something. Right. Oh, this business is doing something good for people. Yeah. And so while that was not the intent of that research, and it wasn't the intent of McDonald's to open up a place in China that felt like a safe place for women of all different generations to meet and mingle and share a meal with each other. If you can find the thing that your business does that brings people together, if you can find the thing that your business does that connects people, or that gives people that warm feeling inside, it just
I mean, I'm kind of like a neuroscience nerd. So one of the things about storytelling is that people love, I mean, of course, people love stories, right? I mean, in early history, that's how history was shared, through the stories, and probably still is. But what happens in the brain when they hear a story, and why branding around a story is important, is because the story shifts your thinking to the right side of the brain, and almost creates like anticipation. So it's like, oh, now what's happening next? What's going to happen next? What are they doing with this? Why, you start asking these questions, but in that realm, you're making all these very close connections to the person that's hearing the story. And so like for you, like that's just a story. It hit you, it connected, you got it, you know what they're doing. And so it doesn't matter if it's McDonald's or not, but you know where to go for that thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So my next question for you is, when you're talking to clients about this, do you guys focus more on strategy or execution? I mean, I'm sure that it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the execution of this with your businesses, how often are you suggesting that they post stuff like that? Like if somebody out here is watching and they're interested in, calling Visual Thrive, or they don't have the budget right now to call Visual Thrive, like let's give some tips and pointers for people. Like, what would you post if you're a hairdresser that's been closed for the last 3 months and just got open, and all of the regulations, you know what I mean? So you don't have the budget right now. You'd love to call a marketing company to help you.
Yeah.
What's like the first step that you would give them to improve their social media marketing?
Well, the first thing I would say is there is a video on my website on visualthrive.com. We did a lunch and learn for the small businesses that are on the Shop Local Rhode Island Facebook group. And it's all about social media. So it's about how are you going to do social media without hiring us? So go and look at that 15 minutes. There's a full PowerPoint. And when you watch that, we offer a 30-minute review. But what I would say in response to your question is, with our clients, we look at, we do a full discovery session with the client before we do any project with them, because the goal is to talk to your people or your networks about let's see, it's kind of like an influence. So what do you want in your business, let's say? And some businesses that come to us say, we want to be acquired, or other businesses we want to have more people walk into our shop, or we really want to make sure that our customers are educated before they call us. So how do we do those things in a social media feed? And then everything we do pushes toward that. So in this crazy world that we're all in, it's kind of like really sitting back and thinking as the business owner, okay, what can I do, and where do I want my business to be? Usually I'd say 2 years, but at this point we're kind of like next 6 months to a year, like best case scenario. And then you kind of note priorities and work back from there. So now what do I need to tell my people? We're a safe place. Let us show you pictures of like Jennifer Ortiz barbershop downtown has shower curtains between each one of her salon stalls so that people come in and they feel safe. So telling the things that are available so that people know what to expect when they walk into a particular business. And then what does that look like from the perspective of the owners? What are the owners doing? How are the owners describing it? Have their hours changed? Are they doing things that are different? So I think it is really just being, like you said, being authentic and showing that ongoing story. So, and the second part of your question was, and how often?
Yeah.
Everything we do is based in research. And so we research hashtags, we research markets, and we research what is the best way to post on social media. So every social media channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, we'll just start with those. They have different scenarios on like what works best there. So for example, and what we found is, having done the research, the offer that we make to our clients is it's really good if you are consistently posting every other day. And we have optimal timing stats. So every day we post, we're posting on an optimal time that people will look at that. The posts, you don't want the posts to be like these long memos, because people aren't really reading. Very infrequently will people click the read more. They'll read it, they'll look at your photo. So you want to make sure that the length of your post is decent. So on Twitter, you're really limited. On LinkedIn, you have a little bit more space. On Facebook, you have a lot of space, but you want to kind of keep it to one paragraph. And then on Instagram, it should be just like, hey, this is what we're doing today. This is what's going on. Take a look, because Instagram is all visual.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's speaking of Instagram being all visual, it's important to contextualize your content for the platform that you're on.
Yeah.
So sharing the same exact thing, the same exact way on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, they're not going to react the same way on the same platforms unless you contextualize it to the platform. Yeah. So, people are in a different mindset when they're on these different apps.
Right.
And if you try to just use the same content or do the exact same thing and just put it everywhere, that's not beneficial for you. So how do you do like the research that you're talking about and all of this data driven information, which is pertinent to these success stories, or being successes or not being successes? This is all really overwhelming for a business owner who's just trying to focus on making the trains run on time.
Well, I think we have a really good product, and we call it Visual Thrive Basic, and so that is having the same visual. I mean, we know that visuals are number one. Visuals are the thing that draw people in, and so Visual Thrive Basic is, we're posting the same content and the same visual. Because the marketing consistency to stay top of mind is really important for small businesses, especially. And so if you wanted two separate feeds going into every single channel, then that would be a little different. So we do shift in terms of like targeting by location, targeting by demographic, based on what that company is looking for. And sometimes we do little tests, like, is your ideal client, or are the people looking at your social media, 50 or 20 years old? And so we can kind of track, all right, this is more like a 50-year-old product than it is a 20-year-old product, or what you're doing is more appealing to different age groups or different locations. But I do think that the most important thing is to be there. as an extension of your website. And especially if you don't have a website, there are a lot of businesses that need a digital footprint, which is why we created the Shop Local Rhode Island site, giving every business a free digital footprint. And a lot of the businesses actually have Facebook pages as their main landing page. So it just depends on what the business wants. I'm like, did I answer that question?
You did. Yeah, okay. You did. Yeah, definitely. I think, first of all, I just want to say that I have a friend that just texted to say that they just posted something to try it, which hopefully was the only reason I assumed that they texted me that was because of this conversation. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so let's talk about attention, right? Because I know that you have done a lot of coaching, and I work with a lot of
business coaching.
Yep. Yeah. And I work with a lot of coaches, and I work with a lot of coaches who are trying to, the popular thing in like life coaching and therapy and stuff like that is like courses and funnels, right? So everything's a fun. And I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I understand their purpose. But basically, we're talking top of the funnel awareness, so general awareness, getting them to your website, having something for free that leads to a bigger plan and then a bigger plan. And you're getting somebody to have awareness of you, then you're getting somebody to like you, then you're getting somebody to become a client, then you're getting somebody to become a client for life. That's essentially the really simplest, dumbest version of a funnel. My question is strictly on top of the funnel brand awareness, right? How do you get in front of, how do you tell your clients is the best way to get in front of as many people as possible? Because sometimes when you're posting, if you're a new business and you're posting on your own social media account, and that's just what you do, but there's no ad money behind it, there's no sharing behind it, there's no strategy behind it. It's the same. I always say it's the same thing as sticking a flyer for your business on the front door of your house.
Yeah.
Like, it's great for the people that know you and love you and your family and close friends that come over to visit.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do.
That's your first network.
Exactly. It's not going to do, but it's not going to do much outside of those people. Who's going to see the flyer on your front door?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you post a flyer in the mall, that's great. More people are going to see it. There's more foot traffic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, the main way would be like the soapbox method of finding a way to stand up and draw people's attention in. How do you encourage your clients to draw people's attention in so that they can know who you are in the first place? Because they're not going to buy your burgers or your pizza or your, product at all if they don't know who you are to begin with.
Right. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a loaded question. Okay.
You're welcome.
So I would say, it'd be, so we know like 80.
Can I just say, this is the most fun show that I've had in the entire, since March. So, I'm having the most fun right now that I've had since March. Continue.
Oh, that's good. I love talking about this stuff.
Me too.
Every Tuesday, guys, join us because we want questions. So we know that 80% of small business gets revenue from, these are 80 something percent, right? Gets revenue from repeat customers. So when I was saying like, that's your first network, what I look at a business in terms of like concentric circles in their network. So, the outside circle would be the funnel. And let's say you have you're surrounded by funnels and everything is coming in. You're the island, right? So you want to make sure that you're pulling people closer and closer into understanding what you do. So we know that you have this. So if you want to work from the inside, for me as a business coach, I always start from I think any coaching is an inside out job. So somebody out there can tell me that I need to be on a video and I need to be like, come on, do this, get it, buy this product. But like, that's not me, you know, and that's, people will get that. It's just not me. And so they're going to be like, this is fake. This is not authentic. What's authentic to me is doing this, talking to you, having connection. So it's an inside out job. So we look at the network, and I call it the network strategy. So Seth Godin wrote a book called Tribes, and it talks about how people become leaders of their tribes, let's say. And so what we do is we look at this network strategy. We know that probably 50% of people out there are called connectors. And they're the people that expand your network. So for me, I'm a connector. If someone says to me, oh, I don't even know, I got this pair of sneakers and I need to get the sneakers to somebody that really wants the sneakers, like I am on it. You know, I'm going to be like, I'm going to find someone that needs sneakers and get the other people would be like, yeah, that's nice. Good luck. I'll see you later. You know, so it's an internal thing, like to be. So let's say 50% of people are connectors, and your family and friends that come to your house and see that card say, this is amazing. 50% of them are going to go out and say, like, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. You got to check this out. Then you go to the next circle. And those are the people that have already bought from you, the people that know you and trust you as an advisor. And then they do that. So how do you, as a business, communicate to those groups? And in the marketing world, we do in the Visual Thrive marketing world, we have a 3-prong approach. It's an amazing website, an interactive website, SEO, and social media, which is the story beyond the website, the ongoing story of what's happening in the business, because the website right now is the front door to the business more often than not, especially now. So it's really expanding. We love to use newsletter strategy, because the people that sign up for your newsletters are already walking toward the island. They're already interested. They want to understand what's happening. And so there are all sorts of different approaches to get people interested in what you're doing. Now, you also have to be doing fun and cool things. You know, what kind of people do you want to draw? I could say, well, Ben, all I do is sit here and read and write all day, you know, and you're like, that doesn't sound like anything I want to be involved in. And you know what I mean? Like you have to put it out. We're a marketing company. I'm already getting excited, right? We get excited about helping businesses do better. We get really excited when businesses say, oh my God, our foot traffic is increasing, or, oh my God, people are clicking to our website 60% more than they were last month. That means that people are coming, they're coming to the island. And I know I just created this stupid island thing. I don't know where that came from.
No, I like it. Yeah, because
I'm looking at the water, so I'm pretending I'm an island.
Because all businesses are islands, right? All businesses are islands, and marketing is your way to build a bridge.
Right.
If you're not building a bridge, then no one's ever going to get there. You know, no one is going to voluntarily take a boat to your island if you are not trying to get them there. There's no reason for them to do that.
Right.
No, you can build the biggest, best thing in the world, and if nobody knows about it, nobody is going to care.
And let's say they have to pay to get on the boat, right? So they're going to spend their money to go to a place that they don't really know what's happening over there. They don't really know exactly what that island is about. So they're probably not going to put any investment in getting there.
Yep.
So that's the push and pull of marketing. And then analytics to prove to people that what you're doing is working, or what you're doing should be shifted in a way that's more in line with your business goals.
Absolutely. And the importance of analytics is, what gets measured gets managed. How do you know if you're not paying attention to traffic, if you're not paying attention to likes, if you're not paying attention to what type of post you made worked the best,
right?
And there's a lot of factors that go into it, and it's there's some trial and error, there's some research, there's all of that stuff. But if you're not doing that and you're just posting your daily specials every day and hoping for the best,
you just don't know.
You're shouting into a void.
We have talked to companies that say, well, we have early 19, 20-year-olds. They know social media. They're on social media all the time, so they'll do it for us. Great. I hope that what they're doing is aligned with your brand, is influencing your business goals, and you get any kind of analytics around what you're actually getting back for your business, because it takes time. That 19 or 20-year-old is probably on their phone. So how much time are they spending on their phone actually doing your social media and not their own social media? So there are a lot of things that businesses should consider. But they could assign someone. I would say if you're going to take a 19-year-old and they are assigned to your social media, make them watch the video on our website first so that they know that these are things that you can do. This is the right way to do it. And you need some kind of analytics.
I'm going to go one further. I'm going to say, before you make them watch the video, you watch the video. Because if you are the business owner and you want to have your 18-year-old staff member take care of your social media because you don't have to pay them any extra, or you want your niece to take care of it because it's good. If you don't know the difference between what is good and what is bad, if you don't know, if you don't know how to align things with your own business, you're going to have no way of knowing
if
what you're doing is good or bad, and you're just going to be throwing away time possibly. There's a good chance. I mean, maybe you handed it off to this kid who is the brightest and is a genius, and it's going to be amazing and it's going to take off. But if you don't know any of it yourself, spend the 20 minutes. Go on these platforms. Download Instagram, follow some businesses that are like you, and go, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. So that then when you have a conversation with anybody, you can say, hey, this is what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Lori, I'm sure.
I don't like that. This is what our competitors are doing. Exactly. I want to make sure we're differentiating. Yeah.
If you don't take that little bit of responsibility of at least knowing what you think you want, then how can you have a conversation about what you want and whether it's working or not? Because that's going to lead to frustration of, well, it's been 3 months and I don't like any of this.
A great way to do it too is if you look at and I like Instagram for this just because you see so many photos all on one page. If any company goes to their Instagram page and just looks at the photos and said, if you showed those photos to someone and just said, what does this business do? Look at these pictures and tell me, what does this business do? They'll tell you, oh, this is X business. If they're right, then it looks like your photos are pretty on brand for your business. If they look at the photos and say, oh, you're an event party company and you're really engineering architecture firm, then you're going to say, whoops, we're doing something wrong here. So you want to make sure that all your visuals really align with your branding. It's all that unspoken communication that comes across way more intensely than just the written word.
What does this company do, Lori?
Sandwiches.
There you go.
Food, yeah.
It's that simple.
I should have been prepared for that because it's a fun game. When I do in-person seminars, we play that game. Yeah. What is this? This is the before they hired Visual Thrive. What does that company do? And this is the after. But they don't know that they're they're the same company.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just it's a great game to play. So if it's raining and you're camping, I guess you can play that game.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Obviously, we went a little overboard today. Right. And Justin, I'm going to look directly in the camera. Justin, are you okay? Call us.
We need to see you, Justin. We need your face here.
Are you going to be on the Lieutenant Governor's virtual town hall today? I need to know, man. I'm worried about you. So anyway, yeah, please join us. Lori will be on, and I guess I will be too, the Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee's Small Business Virtual Town Hall. You can see that on the Lieutenant Governor's page. Also, check out Visual Thrive, obviously. Check out Shop Local Rhode Island. The links to both of those are in the description of this episode. Check out rismallbusiness.org and join the coalition. And check out RI Small Business Coalition on Facebook. All of those things are very, very important. Lori, I'm going to give you the last word to pitch anything you want.
No, I think what I would like to say is I want us to start talking to businesses and helping businesses on Tuesday morning. So if you are a business and you're listening to this, check in with us. I run the Shop Local Rhode Island Facebook page, and there are a number of businesses there. So I would say Ben, you're on there too. So we can just catch a message, and we would love to do an interview about, if you're ready to get on the hot seat and talk about what your business strategy is, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when businesses talk about what they do, they help other businesses.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Because there's less competition than we think that there is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's way less competition than we think.
And there's enough of everything for everybody. So let's spread the wealth.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Lori. Guys, check out Visual Thrive. Check out shoplocalrhodeisland.com and check out rismallbusiness.org. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks, Ben.
Bye.
Great day. See you at noon.
See you at noon.